NetEase does have possibly the worst matchmaking service and their ranked points systems out there here in Marvel Rivals, and here's why. We're level 82. We're looking at the history before 4 a.m. reset servers. The rush to get to plat with their expectations, it was met in these matches. These 3 matches could have all been over plus 30 points based off, look, can you draw a formula from the plus gain here? The green numbers after a victory increase your rank. They give you rank, they give you they give you points in this ranking system. But the 31 for 10 eliminations versus plus 24 for 18 eliminations and 24 again for 20 eliminations. When we calculated here that we reached gold 1 and legitimately 100 points is all you need to get through. One of these could have been 35, another could have been 35, and this could have been 31. That's plat, baby. That's plat. Well, what did they do? Cut short right here, minus 13. 13 away from what was necessary. So what happens in these 3 matches? Because we're on a roll here. The matchmaking was all right. We had like players. We had similar players of our own caliber. Then suddenly, because we're that close to plat, I'm taking it personal, NetEase. I'm taking it personal. Which is what the matchmaking does here, and we, rather than show you, we'll just tell you. This match, 2 players, instead of quitting the match altogether, freeing up the heroes, they occupy Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch, am I right? Doctor Strange, and I'm sorry, Luna, which to both I would bend an extent. Alright, healers, not. Either way, they surrender. And what happens when we refuse to surrender? Because we need this win. We need these wins. We're not surrendering. What happens? They just sit still, and I have this. You can look for the video. It's out there. Covering all this. I cover so much for you, NetEase, and this is how you do me. They did me dirty. Because the matchmaking threw me in with level 20s. We started this to explain it. I'm level 82. So how a matchmaking service not won? I never surrender. We never give up. We have great matches here, and then suddenly there's this match where 2 people want to surrender. Soon into the fight, we have a good chance. The odds are great. It looks like an even battle. They give up. To no penalty other than a penalty, right? It doesn't make sense. Oh, that shield kicks in. That's neat. Do you know that in past seasons, they've somehow tried to provide us with Chrono Shield tokens to activate or to have additional minus zeros? That tells you something. They know their point system is broke. They don't have a formula in place. They have it's an AI generated random range of numbers, anywhere from, I believe it must be 20 to 40 points. And it's random. It rolls a dice. Because again, why was this one 24 points? 18 eliminations. This one was 31 points for 10 eliminations, and the time it took the match to complete was half that of this. So you know we're not pulling anyone's chain here. We're rather than exaggerating, we're telling the absolute complete truth here. It's right in front of our faces, and they know it. I have submitted tickets 2 or 3 dozen times, maybe more. I've emailed them. I've reached out, and I've yet to receive a response in regards to here. I believe players do need an audit. We need a points audit for our competitive matches. That's where the points gain are for a ranking, and we need rank adjustments. We need a reevaluate. We need another, your season, quote unquote, 3.0. That season needs a further conclusion, because I'm sorry, all your points are off. We were plat 1. We reached plat 1. Here's where we reached plat 1. Right here at 2:49 a.m. before whatever your unreasonable deadline. Meanwhile, you can still reach plat to enter to the MRC, and don't get us started there. The MRC we also have a video of showing how we recruited, we formed our faction, we assembled, we go to sign up, we go to hit submit. There's 5 seconds left, mind you. There are 5 seconds, all right? I'm pressing square to submit, and nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens. Then they close signups. So how frustrating also on top of all of this is that? Meet your requirements, got 6 players ready to go, and then denied. So that's just a double negative, Netease. This is why I would say Marvel Rivals sucks. There's your answer. There's why. You know what? You might disagree with me, or you might think, yo, become a better player. I challenge you. I challenge you to take me on, because we are that player. We are as good as any of these top streamers that you see. You watch our gameplay mechanics side by side, and you would swear we're better. Because I've seen some real sloppy streamers out there climbing up in rank. But how? Is it fixed? Is it rigged? We know this is a major gambling scheme. We know versus the service they provide the players are more oriented to the retail. Plugging and playing different event after event that costs money. Adding stuff to the store, to the shop that costs money. And mind you, these items are priced at the cost of an entire game. I'm speechless. I'm not sure what to say. Maybe everything happens for a reason, because now I'm here to speak my mind. I'm going to be more open. We're going to have voice chat on. And I'm not going to be so shy anymore. And I'm not going to be so held back or withdrawn, like, to be so wholesome and kind. We're too nice. And this is what happens. Companies like this just step on us. This is where we need to stand up and unite. Tell them how we feel. And a lot of players already have. This is my argument here. This is where I challenge you. If you think you're better, I think you just have more patience. And you're used to getting stepped on, so this is okay with you. But you know, it's not okay with those who feel bullied, pressured at this point, taking it personal. Because Netease, your service sucks. Your game is fun when it is reasonable. This is unreasonable. These points, and everyone would agree. If you disagree, slap yourself in the face, because this isn't true math. This is not math. This is a dice roll. This dice has anywhere from 20 pips on it to 40 pips when you win. When you lose, it could be anything, I guess. Shoot. Well, minus 25, 0. 0 if you have the shield, minus 13. I've had it as low as 7. And I swore that meant it was really based off performance. But I believe it's not. I believe it's not. None of this makes sense. Now they give award more points here for less eliminations and more time. It's flip-flopping, y'all. It is so random. It does not apply. It does not stick. Here's the thing, because rewards are on the line. What rewards, you ask? Here's a frame. They just introduced this crap. This is absolute doo-doo. Guess what? They can't wait to put these in the store so you can find a way to purchase for, oh, boo-hoo, you missed. I got a name for you, Netease. And guess what? We nailed it. We nailed it. You missed. Netease missed us. Missed many of players. Are you missing the over 70,000 players that have quit this game? I'm throwing the number 70,000, but that's a major understatement. How about 700,000 or more? I would say alone, if you look at the MRC, minus the fact that we should be in it, participating. So you could say a 999 factions, less than last season, than the season before. Every season they've had all 2,500 slots fill up. This season they barely got past the 1,500 slots. That's 1,000 less factions that sign up for your tournament, Netease. Is this becoming clear to you that your game is not as great as you think it is? Are you hustling to make the most money you can out of a short period of time because you know your game is failing? The game is so good, but it's your service, and it's the lack of math. Fix your arithmetic, have some kind of service response, and reevaluate. We are in great need of an audit. An entire audit of everyone's matches. If it's too much for you to audit everyone, then at least draw a range, quote unquote. Your range. We'll show you here in your range the settings. We know how you come about with range, because this is where I discovered it. Well, you thought your max queue delay was what you set it at, like 7 seconds, 3 seconds, 0 seconds is 0 seconds is the most on point, because guess what? It will be 0 seconds, because, all right, I put a 100. I queue up, I think I got 100 seconds to go check out practice range, change through heroes, get locked in. No, it could instantly queue you and get you in a competitive match. It could instantly get you in a match, because why? Read the details. Max queue, it's max queue delay. You're setting a range, a max range of what it could be. Set the range of random queue delay. There's nothing precise about their system. Even their point system is random based on a range. This only takes effect when you're starting back as the captain. But guess what? The match results apply to everyone, not just the captain. And it's random. These points are so random, they can prevent players from reaching certain ranks required to get certain rewards. And this is very unfair, Netease. It's very unrealistic, and it's very intolerable. It's becoming insufferable, and this is why this could be the issue here, the number one issue. You think it's matchmaking? That's a big part of it, because here, there are 3 losses here, mixed in here, that should have never happened. This should have been 0 at least. If players are surrendering and quitting on you, going AFK and not moving their player in the game, and the match is worse. I would have switched to Doctor Strange or Luna here. But guess what? The 2 players that surrendered and sat still doing nothing for the match, for us just to lose. And it's funny because their points look different. But I swear, I have the replay. I have the recording of these 2 standing in the furthest corner behind the base, outside of the base, so they couldn't be spotted. They were just hiding. Like they went out back for a smoke break. Like these 2 could be penalized for all I care. With that kind of attitude, that's a throw or a bad behavior. That's all of it. I could check mark every box. Took that very personal. This was okay. You know what? Within 13 now, here. It was uncalled for. Really. This should have been platinum. Plus 35, plus 31, plus 35. More realistic. Looking at the numbers, am I wrong? Am I wrong to say I believe this should have been 35? This could have been 35? Am I wrong about that? Look at the times. Absolute. They're just not as courteous as we'd like them to be, and they're absolute bigots if they're just feeding the beast. I believe they're just focused on the retail side. I submitted a ticket for them to take an entire quarter off, audit, go over their points, reissue rewards, make players happy, give us incentive to keep playing, or for griefing and rage quit players to actually come back and enjoy the game, have fun, restore the fun to the game before it became too competitive, too toxic. And this might be why players are irritable. We're scratching our heads. What are these points? How are they calculated? pretty good at math to determine. I'm looking at this and I see there no pattern to why these both were the same amount of points with different results at the end. Much different result here and worth more points. Platinum here at 2:49 a.m. Well before 4 a.m. Guess what? They say they freeze the leaderboards here. And this one, if they counted it, again, if it was 30 points, because guess what? This left us 4 points away from plat. This was 4 points, 13 points, whatever it was. You know what? Plat, regardless, was achieved right here at this timestamp. Review and audit points leading up to this match before this throw. And this is why I'm taking it personal. This is such a gambling scene. They are literally having these matches be like dog fights, cockfights, and then in places there is money on the line. People are gambling on your matches. People are placing bets on your matches. So is Netease perfect candidate to rig some money gains? The money gains out there, they are just the perfect candidate to rig these matches.